Hi tubers. I just wanted to make this video, definitely pertaining to fine thin hair ladies, but I think this applies to just about anyone who has this issue. It's about smelly scalp or sensitive scalp. If you're like me, you ever notice that oiling your scalp and a day or two later you wonder that smell that's coming from your hair and you find out that it's your scalp. Well, that's due to basically your scalp makes enough sebum, which is just oil, that it doesn't need any added oil, which whatever oil you use, castor oil, olive oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, any type of added oil other than your own natural oil from your scalp. It's too much. You don't need it. Now, of course, that's not talking about, if you have itchy scalp or something like that, and it could be due to just product buildup, and you can definitely use a clarifying shampoo or even a good scalp scrub, a little natural scalp scrub, and to clean this scalp. So for myself, I do not use any added oil. Now, like I said, if my scalp is itchy, then I definitely need to find the root of the issue. I really don't even do tea tree oil, because I kind of have to detect what's the issue for the itchy scalp, and a lot of times it could be product buildup, and in which then I'll use my clarifying shampoo to clean my scalp. And the same can be for you. If you notice, it's like, man, I just washed my hair, and a lot of people I realize after they wash their hair, they oil their scalp when they say my scalp is clean. Well, if your scalp is clean, then why are you oiling your scalp? You're making it back dirty and attract more dirt and all that other stuff. And like I said, this is only pertaining if you notice that your scalp is really smelly, or this really unattractive odor that's coming from your scalp, and you're wondering where it's coming from. If you just oiled your scalp and you notice a day or two later the smell, it could be that added oil you're adding is too much for your scalp, in which you need to just stop oiling your scalp. Another thing could be product buildup. Same issue for me. When I wash my hair, it's my hair, not my scalp, but then I wash my hair. And I don't put any, if I co-wash, I don't put any conditioner on my scalp, because my scalp is really sensitive and it can cause product buildup as well. So when I wash my hair now, I don't just take the bottle and pour conditioner in it and then start working my scalp and my hair. Instead, I take a spray bottle. I dilute it, of course, with water, my conditioner, and I spray my hair only, and of course my ends, focusing definitely on my ends to avoid the conditioner. Because even though some people say, oh, well, you rinse it out, so what's the issue? Well, sometimes we don't rinse all of it out very well, and a lot of us, of course, leave some in as our leave-in, and that gets to our scalp, and we're doing this and we're doing that, and it irritates our scalp. So that can be product buildup. So if you have a sensitive scalp with oil and or product buildup, definitely minus the conditioner on your scalp. Now, if you're saying, well, my scalp needs to be cleaned, or this, that, or third, why can't I use what else should I use other than my conditioner? Well, I use witch hazel. And you can take a cotton ball, or you can take a Q-tip, moisten it really well and really get in on your scalp and clean it really well. And that relieves some itchiness. It definitely relieves the odor. And that helps for a lot of us that don't want to wash our hair or as often a week. So that'll help in between your wash days a lot. Water rinsing your scalp and your hair just as well if you feel like you use maybe a little too much gel today, or a little bit of one product today, and you might use it more tomorrow and you're scared of product buildup. You can water rinse your hair, and it's just as it says, water rinse. Get under the stream of the water and just let it just rinse off a lot of that stuff if you know that you haven't used so much. And that'll help from product buildup on your scalp. Now another thing, if it happens to be wash day, and of course, I want to cleanse my scalp, then what I take is an applicator bottle, kind of like the same one for like hair dye or oil or whatever, what have you. and I'll put in some clarifying shampoo. Same thing, dilute it with water, shake it up. And with the bottle, I'll just get in my scalp and make sure it gets in there, not worrying about trying to get it on my hair at all. Just my scalp. And then when I do that, I'll go in and just, massage the scalp, make sure it gets in there really well, and then rinse it. And then that's it. And that has stopped the smelly scalp syndrome that I've noticed. And I've noticed it's just my scalp is sensitive. And I couldn't understand. Even washing my hair, washing my scalp too. Especially for wash days. And then I couldn't understand why days later, I'm like, well, I washed my hair, I got my bonnet on. What's the issue? I'm not sweating. It was product buildup, and it was just too much added oil, and I didn't need it. Same thing for conditioners. I know a lot of people, and myself included, back in the day, who would put a deep conditioner on their hair and their scalp or massage it in. I don't do it because of the smelly scalp syndrome. So same thing for you, I definitely advise the same. Another thing, as far as smelly scalp, is when we do these baggy method. Now, this is a hot oil treatment I'm doing. But if you do the baggy method and you do it often, a lot of people notice that their hair smells a little musty, have that musty smell. A lot of people who like to leave it on their hair overnight. Another thing that something people were talking about was people who, leave it on overnight continuously throughout the week. Consistently, should I say. Notice that their hair starts to smell musty and their scalp too. I wouldn't do it as often. I would definitely not do it as often if you have that smelly scalp issue. And then some people have also talked about it can cause like that, seems like, mold and stuff like that, which is definitely unhealthy for your scalp. So I would leave it on a couple of hours out of the day if you're looking for that added moisture. Definitely do that. But I wouldn't do it overnight if you have that smelly scalp issue. Definitely one thing we don't want is the issue with the scalp, because a healthy scalp, produce, healthy hair if you're taking care of it and stuff. But it definitely starts at the scalp. So if you have an unhealthy scalp, then, the rest is not going to follow well as far as, healthy hair and everything like that. So taking care of your scalp, definitely making sure that no added oil. If you notice that's what's been something that you noticed after you even oiling your scalp and you're trying to figure out what's the issue, where it's coming from. It could also be from product buildup. Maybe all that conditioner that you're putting it too close to your scalp. Same thing for when we are sealing in oil. You don't need it so far to your roots at all. Be careful of that as well. Definitely if you're doing twists and then you're putting something like a scarf or even your bonnet, sometimes be careful when you're sealing, because that can also get on your scalp. So just be careful of those things if you notice that you have the smelly scalp syndrome, as I like to call it. But those are a couple of things that I just wanted to point out there. For anyone that could be having that issue, I've definitely noticed that seemed to be what it was product buildup and too much added oil, in which I don't do any oil. I don't do any products on my scalp or anything like that. Just making sure I have a clean scalp and no product buildup, and I have eliminated the whole smelly scalp syndrome. Definitely. And I guess another thing, let me put out there, if you notice that too, some people who say, well, I wash my hair once a week, every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever like that. If you have this smelly scalp issue, to kind of even avoid that, I would at least wash your hair once a week to avoid the rest of that. So those are a couple of things a couple of tips I just threw out there. If you notice that happens to be your scalp, like mine, those are some things that I noticed. Those are some things that I stopped doing or started doing, and that has eliminated the smell. So I hope it helped anybody that is pertaining to your scalp. Like I said, I represent the fine thin hair ladies, but I think this can definitely be for just about anybody who has the same things going on. So anyways, like I say, it starts with one and then there will be many. So I hope you comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. So yeah, peace. peace, love, and all that good stuff, guys. And I guess I will be talking to you later because I need to go wash this out. Alright, guys. Bye. See you later.